This is part 3. I'm working bright white hound. So I'm making a couple of little sketches with my isograph rotring pen, and I use it for drawing quite a lot. So it's a 0.25 isograph rotring pen, and it has black drawing ink by rotring, and it's permanent, so I do like it. Oh, hi Dala, welcome to Bunny's Designs. Welcome to Bunny's Designs. So this is part 3, and I've been having a bit of a play with my gorgeous Windsor Newton watercolor markers, and I do have them in my favorite color order, and it's quite nice to actually just kind of flip them out and flip them back again. And then in the center I have my little paintbrushes, which are my series 7 Windsor and Newton watercolors. I do have some sable in here, but I am working with my number 7, and these are all handmade. So if you actually go on the Windsor Newton website, you can look at the number 7 series finest sable paintbrushes, and you can watch a lady make them. They're all handmade, and they're absolutely scrumptious, I have to say. They're probably not, they're too nice for colour books, unless it's a watercolour colour book if you want, but I like them for fine detail. So I've got a spare bit of paper, which is good quality sketchbook paper. I've used masking fluid, and this is my little masking fluid eraser, because you could rub the masking fluid off, but it's a lot easier to just tease it off, and you get a bigger and bigger eraser every time you do it. You just have to be a little bit careful, because it does look like something that's just come out of Bungle's nose. And believe me, lots of things are coming out of Bungle's nose at the minute. He's still not a well boy. So I've left there. So if you started at one side doing the drawing, by the time you get to the other side, it would dry. But I'd probably leave it about an hour. An hour would be good. Oh, hi Melody, Tina again. Melody says, am I going to finish off any of my whips? I probably am, but I'm practicing more on different papers. It's a case of there's so many things to do and so little time. And this probably is the neatest of all of them. So this one was and I love working on this. And I'm ashamed, somebody's been telling me about Bristol paper for a long time. You can get some lovely detail because it's a lovely smooth surface. So the rotring pen loves it. It's quite thick, and I did quite a wet wash on here. This was a couple of days ago, but really love this lovely smooth paper. That was Canson Bristol, and then this was the Canson. This one was the Canson extra weight drawing paper, but it does have a picture of a water brush on it. And so if it says extra heavy weight, it's like extra strength, extra wet strength. It means it's got a picture of a water brush. It means you can use a light wash on it. Now I did do wet on wet, and I got a little bit of a kinkle, just a little bit. You can hardly see. Oops, there. But it was wet on wet. And again, there's a couple of videos on this one. So I wanted to take the strawberries as far as I could. Probably can take them a bit further. Do like my little blackberries. Again, want to take those a bit further. They will go further. I should be able to paint them, so you want to pick them off the screen. And they're not there yet. They're quite a long way away. So, but I did fall in love with some little flowers that I was using. Oh, hi, Essie. Welcome to Bunny's Designs. and the berries. But again, I think I've used a different color on the berries, but I like the fact that you work out the colors. So I found out that dioxidine purple, and it's quite funny that in this particular set of 36 from Windsor and Newton, the markers. Now I did buy 6, and I love them, and then I bought 12, and funny enough, the 6 of the colors I choose were in the 12. So of course that boosts my confidence, because I know that those 6 you can make any other color out of them. But the 12 set was about roughly the same price, just a little bit more than the set of buying 6 individual ones. Canson have them on for about £35, I think, whereas they're about £4 each. So the only thing I thought was wrong was there was no French ultramarine. But these are light fast. They're pigments, but they are permanence A. They are light fast. And I'm only guessing that ultramarine, French ultramarine, isn't. Now, I thought it was, but I forget things. But I'm guessing if it was, it would be in this set, because most of the traditional colors are in here. So very quickly, I'm going to go through the colors. I'll zoom out a bit. And I do like my little copper kettle. I've put a little copper kettle on there, or a little brass kettle, a Victorian one. So if I just zoom out a bit, I'll go through the colours. I don't have a lot of space on here. Ceramic saucer, because I want to use ceramic, and I've got my little glass. I'm getting off plastic as much as possible. Never particularly liked it, and definitely want to get away from it. So if I put that on there, I think I'm still too high. I'm going to take the cushion tray away. And without spilling everything, hopefully we can see. And this is my favorite. That's probably better, isn't it? Oops, no, that's better. This is my favorite color. Now this a T. It's a URTO, I think. I can't find the little thing. I think it's a URTO 80 pencil case, and it's designed to hold 80 markers. But of course, I wanted to make sure that I had my 36 markers. So originally I bought the 12. I bought the 6 and gave those to my daughter because she's doing illustration at uni, so they come in really handy, and she does like watercolors. And I bought the 12, so of course I needed to buy the other 24. So I'm just going to guess here. My lemon yellow is my lightest yellow, and if you could only afford 6, I would buy these 6. These are my original 6 that I bought, and from these 6 you can make any color on the planet, and mixing colors with these is actually easier, because I don't normally like to do it because it's tubes off, and or it's pans and it's wet, and you have to mix it to a workable consistency with water. These you don't. They come out just ready for adding a drop of water. So lemon yellow, cadmium red, Elysian crimson, cerulean blue, and I normally choose French ultramarine. And I'm only guessing that French ultramarine isn't here because it's not light fast, or not as permanent as these, because these are all professional watercolors and they are all light fast. So that's why I'm guessing French ultramarine isn't there. But we have dioxidine purple. And if you mix cerulean blue with dioxidine purple, you can make a purple blue, which is a French ultramarine. So technically it's not the original pigment, but it's a purple blue, which is what an Elysian crimson is. And you need a purple blue to make a purple. But actually, this is purple here already. So we've got from our purple all the way, our purple blues, and then we've got our other blues up to cobalt and cerulean blue. So we've got cobalt blues in between here. What's the other one we could have? Prussian blue, phthalo blue, red shade. And again, phthalo blue, red shade is something I would never buy, but it's in this set and it's such a good set. I've trusted this color palette. So I had these 6, I gave them to my daughter, and I bought the 12 set, and I just can't think what colors are in that. I'm guessing there was a permanent rose, a magenta. There wasn't an orange. There was a cadmium. The deep cadmium was in that one. I think I bought the cadmium deep. There's a phthalo blue green. There was a hooker's green dark and a sap green. I got 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Oh, 12. Wait a minute. We want the 12 set. Beg your pardon. So there was a hooker's green dark and a sap green. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then I'll have to push those up there because there was ivory black, and I think it was raw umber, and there was yellow ochre. So I think they were in the original set. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, that one. Cerulean blue was in there, and the 2 greens were in there. So that's 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah. So that's roughly what was in the 12 set. Oh, sorry, guys. I've covered up the chat. Oh, bye, Darla. Take care. Have a wonderful afternoon. Yes, they do. They do, Essie. Yes, they do. They fit lovely in here. And again, when I looked at the markers, I wanted something that there's a smaller one that's wider. This fits 80. But I wanted to put my paintbrushes. Now, I don't think they're dead safe that way. I might put them the other way because when we tip them up, they're quite okay. There's only a couple of long ones, but the handle is here. And then, of course, we've got our lovely long strap that we have on all the other ones. So it's very similar to the pencil cases that I have, but this is specific for markers and it holds 80. So I've put my favorite colors here. So the ones I'm going to use the most, I've got my yellows, oranges, reds, pinks, purples, blues, blue-greens, greens. Then I've got my yellow ochre, my siennas, my umbers, and I've got the lamp black. And you do get ivory black, but there is a big difference. And we talked about blacks because I'm obsessed by blacks. I did that for my degree. The lamp black is the blackest, darkest black, the coldest, the darkest black. But ivory black, I think, is almost like a darker Payne's grey. But I did buy them because they were in the set. But I've been mixing some of the indigo and some of the Prussian blue and some dark colours in crimson and some burnt umber to make dark shadows without adding black. But yes, you can. And I've got some water brushes, I've got some sketchbooks, because this is set up for me to do my colour books. So I can take a sketchbook. Now you can squish one in if you want, but I can take an A4 sketchbook of watercolour paper and I can use my rotring pens. And I've never had my rotring pens all together. There is a set with about a few of them, but I've got white and black ink and blue ink in some of them, so I can pick out and really go to town with my rotring pens. And they're not stuck in. I may actually put them the other way, but they're not going to go anywhere. They're definitely not going to go anywhere, and they're just handy to pick up if I want to. I did put a couple of water brushes in there, and I did put some pencils and some pencil, some heavy sketching things as well, which I may or may not take out. It depends. I don't have any other markers that I need to put into here. I did think about buying them, but I think they might be a bit thick. There is another marker set that this particular company do. One of the main reasons was it came with a big, thick plastic centre. And that plastic centre is the same thickness as my Windsor & Newton Series 7 little case came in. So it means I can put some brushes in here as well, because I wouldn't want to put these on the edge. I want to keep these safe because these are my professional Series 7. I did put the spritzer one in here, and I haven't actually used the spritzer today. I'll show you in a second. Got a couple of other extra sable ones in here. So my bestest brushes are in this little case. And again, I did buy the case. And I do have the little box. I had everything ready here earlier until I had some happy mail. But it wasn't brilliantly happy mail because it was the wrong book, but it's fine. I'll have to ask Hobby next time he pops in. But it's handy. I did keep the cover to show the Series 7, but it fits quite nicely in there. And I can also fit my riggers in there as well. So I can use this for colour books if I want, but it meant that I had a full kind of thing to go on, and I probably will put my little dish in here. I'll take these out, and I'm going to put that little saucer in here. I think I put my little saucer in there because I do like porcelain, and I was looking for a porcelain palette, but they're a bit pricey. So I'm going to find a nice little square vintage plate, I think. So I love the fact I can push these out and push them in. When you pull them out this way, I used to knock the little top off. But like crocheting, if you turn it in and pull it out, you can do it. You've just got to remember there's a lip. So you push it in and turn it up and then push it back to pull it out. But actually, I don't bother. I just do this and then I pop it back. And I find it's easier to keep them in this colour order. Don't really need the light shades up, but really surprised there were, and if you buy them individually, you will know what I mean. There is I'll go through the colours. So this is the entire set. Sorry, guys. This is the entire 36 set of Windsor & Newton Professional Light Fast Watercolour Markers. There's lemon yellow, cadmium yellow, pale cadmium yellow, and that should be gamboge. Then we've got cadmium orange, cadmium red pale, cadmium red deep, crimson, alizarin crimson, acronym magenta, permanent rose, pale rose, mauve, dioxidine violet, and this is a phthalo blue red shade, which I would never have thought to buy, but it's in the set. I bought it, and when you mix these two together, you get the perfect brambleberry, blackberry colour, that deep bluey purple, dark bluey purple. So phthalo blue red shade and dioxidine violet are perfect for making blackberry colours. Then we have cerulean blue, mid blue, Prussian blue, indigo, And then we have phthalo blue green shade, turquoise, phthalo green. And then we have phthalo green yellow shade. So I've put it up there rather than near the blue. So we've got phthalo green, a phthalo green yellow shade, hooker's green dark, hooker's green, and sap green. And I actually looked at this particular set of markers by counting, and which is why it's good to use a phone or a tablet. You can pinch and zoom, and I counted each one of these loops, so I knew I would get my markers in the order I wanted, because I didn't want a green shoved down here. I wanted all my greens together and all my blues together, all my reds and my yellows. And this is the colors. You can make all these colors, but you can make yellow ochre, but normally yellow ochre is in a set. But all these other colors are quite easy to make. But these are your main colors. These are your yellows, your reds, your blues, and your greens. And then at the back, I have my yellow ochre, raw sienna, burnt sienna, and then we have burnt red, burnt umber, raw umber, sepia, Payne's grey, ivory black, and lamp black. And again, I've been mixing some of these sepia colours and raw umbers with others to give them a deep, darker, very dark shadow, not using black at all. I'm quite surprised they haven't brought out a set of colours in their entirety, but I actually think that's because artists, and these are for professional artists, will use certain colours. So they have the set of 12 and they have a set of 6, because of course we know from my set of 6, and my set of 6 was their set of 6. So it proves that lemon yellow, cadmium red, Elysian crimson, dioxidine purple, and cerulean blue are the only 6 you need to make every other colour on the planet. And I actually used some printer inks, and I used Elysian crimson, or I think it's actually called magenta. It's slightly pinkier. It's quinacridone magenta. But I've used Elysian crimson. But in the printer inks, I've used quinacridone magenta, lemon yellow, and cerulean blue, and I made 630 some. There is a video, it's not very good. It's about colour mixing with printer inks that cost me £3, and there's still tons left. But I would say 6, because you need the purple blue or the purple to make a purple. You need the red, cadmium red's quite easy, and the cadmium yellow is quite nice. So your greens are these colours, oranges are these colours, and purples are these colours. So 6 is, if you can want to get the bare minimum, I would say 6. And the beauty of that is that, you know, the cadmium red pale is cadmium red, and it's probably got a little bit of gamboge. Okay, we haven't got gamboge. So, right, we've got lemon yellow. So we've got cadmium yellow. So if we put cadmium yellow and cadmium red together, we're going to get an orange. So we've got an orange. So we've got orange. So if we put orange with cadmium yellow, and we put slightly more cadmium yellow than we do cadmium orange, we're going to get, cadmium yellow, we're going to get a paler one. If we put lemon yellow and cadmium yellow together, we're going to get a cadmium yellow pale. So we don't need that one. If we want to make gamboge, we want our orange, which we've made. We put our orange, sit down and behave yourself, with cadmium yellow, and we get gamboge. If we want to make a cadmium red hue, pale, cadmium red, and cadmium orange. And actually in between here would be vermilion. Vermilion is an orange red. It's either there or there. I can't remember which. It's either a bit reddier than cadmium red or a bit pinkier than cadmium red. I can't remember, but it's an orange red. It's not a pink red. So cadmium deep is pinkier than cadmium red. So we want cadmium red and we want Elysian crimson, and we're going to get a cadmium red deep. We started with our Elysian crimson, magenta, aqua magenta as well. It's very pale. Permanent rose, these are adding these are adding water to make a paler. If you wanted a peach, we would have orange with a pinky red, and you will get a peach colour. If you want an orange colour, you want the red that's nearest the orange. But if you want a peachy pink, you want orange and a pinky red. Then we start to get the mauves and the purples, which are technically French ultramarine and Elysian crimson or quinacridone magenta. But if we want, we haven't got French ultramarine, which would go here. Sorry, it will go here. So we want to make a purple, which we don't often have. So we want French ultramarine and Elysian crimson or quinacridone magenta, something very pinky red, very pink, bright red pink. That with the blue will give you a bright purple. We can't use cerulean blue, it's too cold. So if we don't have a purple blue, so a cobalt blue is a little bit bluer than purple. So French ultramarine would be here, and on the other side of French ultramarine, on the blue side, would be cobalt blue. It's a purple blue, but it's not as purpley as French ultramarine. Oops, sorry, I have a pud. We have a bungle. And then we have the phthalos. Now, I don't really know much about the phthalos, but in theory, a cobalt blue with a touch of cold red, orange red, because if you add a purple blue and if you add a pink red, you're going to get a purple. Well, cobalt blue and phthalo blue is not a purple, it's a blue, but it's on a warmer side. So I would add the red. Not too much because you go to brown, but you could get the colours. A mid blue is again playing about with cobalt blue and cerulean blue. You've got lots of the sky blue in there. There'll be lots of colours in between that we recognise, sky blue, royal blue. Prussian blue is a darker blue. So Prussian blue is probably 3 colours mixed because we want it to be darker. We don't want it to be pinkier and we don't want it to be bluer. We want it to be darker. Same with the indigo. And we've got some phthalos and turquoises, and I think those are kind of using different reds to get the different greens, touches of red, so different oranges. Sorry, so you've got an orangey yellow, you're going to get an olive color. If you've got a colder one, you're going to get a bright color, like a pea green would be cadmium yellow and cerulean blue. But if you did cobalt blue or French ultramarine, you're going to get a hooker's green. You're going to get a dark, rich green. But if you did French ultramarine or cerulean blue with gamboge, which is on an orangey side, you're going to get the olivey. You can make a green and add a touch of the reds and the oranges, and you're going to get lots of different olive colours. So you can do it that way as well. You can either incorporate the red in the yellow, or you can make the greens and then incorporate a bit of orange. But orange to all those greens will make them all a tone or a shade of olive. So that would be a light olive, that would be a dark olive. I hope that made sense. Now I did make yellow ochre and I've forgotten how to make it. I've forgotten how I made it. I think I made an olive and then kept adding yellow. So you can make an olive colour and then add yellow and keep adding these different yellows to practice, and you will eventually get a yellow ochre. The warmer the yellow, you get a sienna, and then we get into the browns. And Payne's grey is either sepia or raw umber with French ultramarine, a pinky blue, a purpley blue. If you add purpley blue to raw umber or sepia or burnt umber, these very dark, cold browns, you're going to get a cold grey. So you can make the colours, but I think this particular set, and of course, when I've been mixing colours, I've taken 2 or 3 colours and mixed them together. So again, I've now made another 36, 72 colours. So there isn't just a limit. These are easy to use on their own, or you can mix 2 together. And I've mixed 2 together to get a certain shade, and then I've added a darker tone, either a purple tone, a blue tone, or a grey tone, brown, for different shades and shadows. And I didn't add black. So I hope that makes sense. So I have my markers secure in here. I think they do bring out a 24. Windsor Newton bring out a 24, but I'm hoping they'll bring out a 36. But actually, I hope they don't now, because I've got this, and it's allowed me to put. It's got 80 places. Although I don't envisage buying any more. But that's how I've got mine set up. So I'm going to put my little plate here, I think. And I could put a piece of string across 2 loops, and it would hold the little dish inside. I don't envision it going anywhere. So I'm using them like this. I've got my cushion tray. Just slide that across. And I've got my cushion tray, which lifts everything that little bit higher. Oh, sorry, guys. Must have disturbed the dust. Oh, we have a boy. Oh, excuse me. Oh, sorry, guys. It gets very, very warm in this room. So that's how I've got everything set up so far. Oh, sorry, guys. I had to do a gulp of water there. Sorry, guys. I've got a tickle. Oh, apologies. I'm not going to make my 700th video today. Goodness me. I might just have to carry on for a few minutes without any sound, guys, until I just stop coughing. Oh, sorry, guys. I was just going to work in silence for a bit because I can't talk. It's probably because I've made 700 videos almost. I think somebody's trying to tell me something. I thought if I just painted in quietly for a minute or two, my throat would stop. So thanks for stopping by, guys. This is an impromptu Sunday. I'd like to start making it more, but mind you, hubby was supposed to retire in a couple of months, and now it's going to be longer. So perhaps I may be able to, because I don't know what's going to happen. Because it's rather strange when I'm streaming that if everybody goes off to work and to college, the dogs just settle down and just sleep all day. But if there's anybody home, they just want to be in on the action. And we'll have a bungle come in a second because Alfie's turned into Bungle. And so just keep building up on these. Oh, you're welcome, darling. It's fine. Oh, Bungle. Oh, no. Bungle's. I'll take a photograph of Bungle. If you're squeamish, look away. But I need to take a photograph of this, unfortunately, because it's not getting any better. And because he's got his head, he has his head. Oh, it's not actually at a funny angle. He's got his head. Slightly to one side. If you're squeamish, look away. Buggy alert. It's just starting to pour again. And he's been 5 days now. Oh, so nothing is working at all. And yeah, it's not nice. This poor little man, Buggy alert. And we can't seem to get to the bottom of it. And he's not really got his head tilted. His head's not particularly tilted, but when he puts it on its side, it just pours out. So I'm taking to the vet tonight, but I've just taken a photograph. And I've only got one tissue, and I'm sorry, Bungle, I love you, but I'm not sharing it. Sorry. Sorry, I'm not. There's things I don't do for Bungles, and not sharing my tissue, darling. Sorry. He's fast asleep though. He's fast asleep next to the mummy. We just cut this silly nose, but never mind, poor little. Right, that was quite. I used a different one there. I used cadmium red deep and cadmium red because I think my strawberries want to be that little bit orangey redder than pinky red. I think. I don't know. I might get some strawberries and actually draw a strawberry. Oh, that would be a test, wouldn't it? Uh-oh. Unfortunately, the elf master must have heard me say the B word, the Bungle word. I don't think hubby's very well because I think he's gone upstairs for a lie down because he's still always tired after his stroke. I mean, it's over a year ago, but he still gets extremely tired. So I think that might be a good test for me to see if I can get photorealism again. And again, I didn't think I'd be able to do watercolors. I wanted to, just didn't think I'd be able to, because it's getting those tops off those paints. And even when you're using a pad, sorry, not a pad. Even when you're using watercolor pans, you still got to wet them, and then you've still got to get them in this consistency. And absolutely love the fact that these actually arrive, and they're almost. Sorry, that's the big girl. She's going to take the door down. Oh, sorry, guys. You don't get more than an hour's peace here. So I'm going to put a little bit more, and then I'm going to go save my door because it's. I'll go see where hubby is. And then when I come back, I'm going to take the masking fluid off. But I've got to leave it a little while. I just wanted to build up some kind of nice layers. Oops, I got purple on there. So I've got a bit more done to it, to try and keep that, oops, there if I can. Tricky not to put your thumb in it. I must keep that here. Sorry, somebody, that's Alfie. Alfie's taught them to eat the door until it opens. Don't we love Alfie? Sorry, guys. It's Bash Alfie Day today. Right, I shall be back in a second, and I'm going to take the... I'm just going to make myself a hot drink so I can stop coughing, and I'm just going to make my... So what I'll do is I'll put my paintbrushes here to prove that I'm coming back before somebody's eaten the door frame. So I shall be back in a couple of minutes, guys. We have a bungle. We have a bungle. Hello, bungle. You beautiful boy. Aren't you? I call him my little vampire. He's extremely warm, bless him. He's got a fur coat on. Oh, it's really nice outside. I haven't sat at all every day we've had sunny. I've never sat outside. I haven't been outside for a minute in the sun. Not caught a ray. That's probably because I've got, I need sunshine. I've got vitamin D deficiency. So I should really be sitting in the sun for a bit. But we'll see what happens. Oh, sorry about that, guys. Right, so I think this is dry. So let's take our... I just put only a little highlight on there, didn't I? But we can see, can make that a little bit stronger now. So I've been using, and again, you get to use your own colours, but I kind of like, I've changed slightly. Cadmium red deep and cadmium red. I like that. I'm liking those two colours for my strawberries. Thank you, darling. I did put my cup in there, boil the kettle. But... Okay, thank you, darling. I'm going to go in about Oh, sorry about that, guys. Hubby's going out. I have got some red on there. I'm just going to go in with this green. Oh, Alfie Cross. Gonna come sit with Mummy? No. Alfie? Alfie, come sit with Mummy. Good boy. Completely ignoring me. Alfie, go sit with Mummy. Good boy. Alfie, go sit with Mummy. What's this? This one for little one. Alfie, come here. Come on. What's this? What's this? Go sit with Mummy. Good boy. There we go. Big boy. Sit down. It's a good boy. Can I just get to the... I don't think you want to be playing with the markers thing. Good boy. Sorry, guys. Just been screaming at Alfie for barking at the dog. Oh, my goodness. I asked Hubby to put him in the kitchen, but this is where we get... Oh, it's just... Alfie, stop it. Stop what you're doing when me rub my belly. Alfie. Oh, Alfie. No. Stop it. Stop. Can you be a good boy? No. He's just got naughtiness written all over him. And he's been barking at the cat. Sorry, guys, if you hear the sound go off, it's because he's just barking at the cat. And it's difficult for me to get up at the minute, so... I'm going to try, and then I'll show you the magic trick with green. I think this is what we did last time, actually. So I've got a bit of, I think I've used Hooker's green. Yes, I'm holding on to a dog. Has anybody ever told you, Alfie, you're a bad puppy? Oh my goodness, what? In a bit, I think. Right, so we're going to have some Hooker's Green. So I'll pop it over there. Oh, for goodness sake. Oh, no. Right, so we've got Hooker's Green. Got his ear in the way. Any nearer and he would be painting. Any nearer and he would be. Don't be a bad puppy, Elf Pants. We love good boy. I want to be a good boy. Right. I'm after cadmium red. Just cadmium red. So, no, I'm going to be a good boy. So what we want now is cadmium red. Oops, and I put a little bit of that green went into there. But when we put it all there, that's going to give us a beauty. Sit down and be a good boy. A beautiful shatter. Sorry, I'm just laughing at Alfie. Yeah. Any nearer is going to be on the table. You won't let me go, Mummy. I'm going to spoil your painting. I'm going to tip it up and spoil it because I'm an Alfie. So we need to decide which is the darkest, but just look at that beautiful shadow, and it was made just by adding green. And again, I love the fact that you can do that. So we've got the green, and I've just put a touch of red into it. And of course, now that's given us a beautiful shadow without adding black to our green. It's still a deep, dark green. And all I did was add a touch of red. So again, a touch of complementary colour really helps. Alfie says, I want a bit of complementary colour, please. You can see this nose. There is a nose. There is a nose. There's a nose. There's a nose. He's a terror. Any nearer, and he's going to be in trouble. Oh, so thanks, guys, for stopping by. As I say, I'm just trying to make up to 700. Oh, behave. It's not going to behave. It's not going to behave because I'm an Alfie and I'm a naughty boy. This is why I sit in the kitchen when Mummy's streaming, because I can't sit still for a second. I want to be naughty. What's going on in there? What can I have? Can I chew? He's sitting on me now. I know he's gonna knock me. I can just feel it because he's just such a bad boy. Alfie, that's naughty. Oh, sorry, guys. If I let him go, he's just gonna sit like go. He's just gonna bark at the cat. He's just gonna bark at the cat. He can't help himself. Oh, I've got a nice shadow under that strawberry. Alfie, stop it. Oh, no, it's not going to stop. So I'm going to put a little bit more red into that green and take that a step further. Oh, bear with me a second. Sorry, guys, I just tried to get hubby's attention, but it didn't work. Oh, he's got his ball. Never work with animals and children. I think of the 700 videos, I can honestly say Alfie's probably ruined every single one. He's barked. at the beginning, at the end, or in the middle. He's on every single video. I can honestly say, I don't think... Oh, sorry, guys. So welcome to Bunny's Designs, everybody. Thanks for popping in. It's an impromptu Sunday. I'm hoping to get a bit better, but because of the way things are and summer, I can't say I'm definitely going to be on every Saturday and Sunday, which I'd like to be, but once I get into my studio, I can lock the doors and just put a sign on the door to say, keep out. But obviously Alfie Cross is test the patience of a saint. He would. And he's ruined every single video. There isn't one video that he hasn't barked on and spoilt. Not one. Not one. Oh, he was sitting there for 30 seconds, playing and chewing his tennis ball, destroying his tennis ball. No, he's gone in there to chase the cat. Can't rest for a minute. I think he taught Dennis the Menace to be naughty. I really do. Just pesky pest. Yep, puddling around. Here he is. It'd be quite nice to build up. And again, if you really don't want that strawberry, we'll knock that to nothing. Have to knock it to nothing. It's hurt my hand because I've been trying to hold him down for 10 minutes. So we'll just practice there. Oh, that is pale. So what we can do, now he's digging the carpet up. We could just knock that hint there back. And remember what I said about it being a watercolour? It's moving, look, I can move it. Now, I wouldn't do this on different things, but on watercolour, you can move it about and then you can have a lovely glow. And I was going to do something and Alfie's put me off. Is that your... He says, of course it is. He said, why would I be chewing anything I shouldn't have? Yeah, that's his tennis ball. That's his tennis ball. They last about 30 seconds. Alfie? No, completely. Going to be a good boy now. Look at him. What's in there? What's naughty? What can I get next? What's in there? He never, ever stops. Look, he's got two bottles. He still wants to be naughty. Sorry, guys. Oh, he just drives me insane. Insane. I can't cope. What was I going to do with my strawberry then? I was going to do something with my strawberry. I know what I was going to do. I was going to take the sepia, a little bit of sepia, which I do have there. Sorry, guys. He just drives me nuts. He would drive any sane person absolutely crazy. So I'm going to put a little bit of cadmium red. I think I'm going to put cadmium red deep because that is pinkier and slightly stronger. And I'm going to take my number 00. And I'm going to make the pinky red, and then I'm going to take it here. So that is really like a burnt carmine. And I'm just going to, oh, I didn't practice, did I? Maybe slightly pinkier than that, or slightly. I liked it, that colour. A dark red brown. So what I want to do, oh, it's too strong, that, is create the little fronds. And of course, they're just like little dark circles. And I did ask hubby to bring me some strawberries so I could practice. Again, I don't have an imagination. I could not draw a strawberry to save my life. I'm going to go in with this 5-0, which again I said with a few dog hairs, and put. Oh dear, it is very fine. Is this? No, it's found bungle. Sorry, guys. He'll do this for an hour, 10 hours. 10 hours. Just a second, guys. I can honestly say that there is going to be murder in the house, and I will have some nice dog hairs to paint with because somebody's going to be bald. Sorry, guys, he's going to ruin the video if I don't do something with him. I'm going to post him to Suzanne. I'm going to post him to Peru, like Paddington Bear. Honestly, this dog, jeez. And then when he gets so bored, he'll think, I know, I'll go let Dexter in here. Alfie, can you come here, please? Good boy. What's this? Belly rub. Completely ignored. Oh, hi Tara, welcome to Bunny's Designs. Anybody else popping in? Hope I've said hi to everybody. Just deafening the boy. No, Alfie, don't start again. Oh, it's not fair to poor Bungle for him to be like this. I can't make in mind if I want the highlight on the top or the bottom. I think I want the highlight on the top. So just be a bit careful because again it's a watercolor, so you're gonna do that. So and just be very careful. Oh, sorry. Right. They might pop out a bit more when we get a background. At the moment they're very. So I'm just going to get rid of the terror. So I don't know how many times I said that today. Actually, I'm back in a second. Oh, listen to that piece. It's such a shame because if he was good, he could sit next to me and just snore and be a good boy, but no. That wouldn't be Alfie though, would it? Bless him. Right, I'm going to do the little tiny flowers now. I want actually that to make burnt carmine. So I think I make burnt carmine with, I use dioxidine purple. I think I use phthalo blue red shade, I think. I can't remember. So this, I have to just see what we get here. No, that's my blueberry. That's my blueberry. That's my blueberry. So it's cadmium red deep. And dioxidine purple. I think that's my burnt carmine. Yeah. Oh, look at that. Burnt carmine. And I use it up here. But I think I'm going to use a bit of it down here as well. Actually, I didn't use that because it's too pink. I didn't use that because it is too pink. I use that for the berries. Sorry, guys, losing my nuts. It's Alfie. You kind of end up. So, cadmium red deep and dioxidine purple makes a dark burnt, and that is for a cherry red shade. Dark for, I thought phthalo blue and purple. Oh well. And then the strawberry one was Hooker's Green. I don't think it was Hooker's Green Dark. I think it's Hooker's Green. And cadmium. It's cadmium red hue. It's dark. It's the same dark red I've used before. I'm just going to have a look at this one. Actually, I think I've done it wrong. I think it is the dark. Hooker's Green Dark. I think it is. So let's have a look at that one. My 2-0. Get the red. Put the green in it. That's the leaf. That's the berry. So Hooker's Green and cadmium red dark is is the leaf, and cadmium red and hooker's green dark is the shadow on the strawberry. Just a gentle shadow, I think. Goodness gracious, I don't know what to do with the peace and quiet now. So you can have a darker shade, a lighter shade. You can put all sorts of reds in there. Oh my goodness. Never work with children or animals. Oh my goodness. It's Bungle's turn now. It's Bungle's turn now to be a naughty boy. So we can have some dark shadows in our strawberries, and we can watch Bungle destroy the paintbrushes. Bungle, behave. Honestly, I can't believe Bungle. Stop it, Bung. Do not knock those off. Do not knock those off. Oh, it's a straw. Oh, guys, what am I going to do with my animals? No, Bungle. Bungle, no. No. Goodness gracious me. Now he's turned into a cat. Right, this flower was determined to do a bit of colouring, honestly. Dioxidine purple, and I think I had permanent rose. I think it was permanent rose. Have a quick look, guys. Let me see if I can recognize it. Yes, I think it was permanent rose, that one. What did I do for that one? I don't know if I like it pink or I like it pinky purple. I don't know which I like best. I think I like the purple. So thanks awfully for stopping by, guys. I hope I've got to my 700, hopefully. I think, and if I do this, I think you can still see, because I played with the camera this morning, so we could get a good angle on it, hopefully. Just flicking gently, and it doesn't matter if you miss the edge, because I can actually pop back with that. So and I would think you could change colour between flowers, but not between petals. as I've just done there. I need to pinky that one up a bit. So hi to anybody that I've missed. If anybody's got any questions, pop them in caps. I'm going for 700 videos. I think it's done about 3, I think, today. So I think I need another 3. So looking at it, it's probably going to be Thursday, perhaps, because my hubby's gone to get the girls. Samantha has a little job in a pet shop on a Sunday, and she's got 3 jobs at the minute. I don't really normally like pub work, but she was very shy, so it's getting her with public, because she won't even, and the other girls the same, they won't even ring up for a Chinese takeaway meal. So somebody's at the door. I'm sorry, Alfie's just worn me out. Sorry guys. Sometimes there are no words to describe him that you can say live on Shoe Street. There are a few I could think of, but I don't actually think I could say them out loud. Oh, he's just a rat bag. You do need the right consistency for this. It's got to be a little bit of flow. Otherwise, you can't get that flick. And we want a little bit of flick. Probably would be better with the finer brush, but don't want to be here all day. So thanks for stopping by, guys. Impromptu Sundays. I think there'll be impromptu Saturdays and Sundays and other days until I get more organised. Hubby's not finished work yet, so everything's up in the air. And it's impossible really to stream when you've got a house full, because Alfie, being the Alf master that he is, refuses to let you. So I'm going to put, oops, I don't want to make it too wet, but I do, my bristles have kind of spread about a bit and I don't like that. Just need to give a bit of colour. These little flowers are so delicate, they're actually growing on me, I think. They're growing on me. And of course, once we get some backgrounds. Now, actually, what I was going to do last time and I forgot, I was going to mask them out and do a background. But I think I'm going to leave that until I get to the watercolour paper. And then I will be using them as a watercolour. So I will be masking more things out and doing washes. So probably masking everything out and doing a really dark background, and then kind of working light. I mean, there's no reason why I can't put masking fluid over that. It's better fluid than it used to be. Years ago, you couldn't do that. I think I might do my little mushrooms because I've still got the masking fluid and I need to take that off. Although having said that, I did make that dark colour here. So that was the phthalo blue red shade. Oh no, tell fibs. It was this one. And this is where you kind of think, okay, then okay. It's going to be a very small highlight, because you can take it off, but you can't get it back. So we can make that smaller, and then I think I might just take that down a bit more. So now we've got a bit more to play with, because now we've got a bigger space between light and dark. So we've got some nice darker shades coming into there. So they'll pop a little bit better when they have a background and when they have a leaf. So we want a deep cadmium. And I am tempted to put it straight on top, but I don't think I want a line. So let me find my paintbrushes. We could try it. I don't know if I did that. This is wet on wet, which I don't really want to do too much wet on wet. And I never like it when I do it like this. So I never like it. So I'm not going to do that, because I'd rather do it as a wetter wash, I think. I think I need it more cadmium. I don't want a bit of... My strawberries have turned out a bit purpley pink, so this is quite wet, so it's behaving itself quite well, this paper. Now I've got a buckle, but I've put a lot of water on there, so I kind of expected that. And again, if it was watercolor, you could do this. Clean brush and get your highlight. And turn the rest quite dark. So, some yellow ochre. And take my number 3 brush, this time yellow ochre. And again, this is just to practice, it's just to play with colours. Again, I don't think we want it too. And of course, these aren't going to show up until we get a darker background, and then of course they will pop out then. And I think I'm going to put little yellow lights in them, because I do like little yellow lights in windows. All the colour books that I filled out, I used to try and always put the yellow windows in. So I think I'm going to do that. I'm just going to pick up a little bit of this dark. For the doors, and just give them a little bit of something. I'm going to let that dry, then I'm going to take that off. I'm going to take that one off. Leave those other two. I've got the blue here. I was going to do some green leaves, and I think I want sap green. I'm going to put it over here actually. I think. Put some sap green and some cadmium yellow pale. Oh, now that's interesting. It's fine. It's just me. I've not used that one before, and it seemed a bit dry, but again, we want pale, whether it be a highlight. And darker, and I am working quite dark, so I can get a nice effect. So again, should have gone in with this one first. Too much water there. I'm not a very wet girl. I don't want to work quite as wet. Did that leave the wrong way around because I'm an idiot? So do all the pale ones first. And then we can touch of the darker green. And kind of just and of course we can work into these. This is just that first. Got a little bit of green in there and some. Oh, you see, I popped the lid off because I went the wrong way. Just needed a bit more kind of greenery in there, a bit, I think. Just a bit more greenery. So where have we got now? I think Hooker's Green Dark. Yeah, I think Hooker's Green Dark, because this time it's not going to be as wet. I just want some. I need some flow of colour. I think these will go darker. And I actually want to do them quite dark, so not really, just want a steady. Gosh, it's so warm. Oh, everything is just melting. The trick is if you can do a very pale wash, you can build into that and you're going to leave some wonderful highlights. Whereas if you kind of go in with a strong green to start with, you can do it, but you've got to scrub, and a lot of watercolor paper doesn't like that, or sketchbook paper, I should say. So thank you for joining me on this glorious sunny Sunday again. I suppose by the time I've got to my 700 videos, the sun will go in with shock. So the berries now look more like berries because we've got the leaves on now. A painting will never look right until it's completely finished. And some people, most artists don't ever go do one thing completely finished. They'll just do a bit here and then redo a bit there and a bit there, and then gradually, on the last step, they will then put the last detail on everything. But I wanted to play with layers and colours and glazes. It depends. I call them layers. Some people call them glazes. I call them glazes when it's oils, because you use a glazing medium. But oopsie, that's Bungle sneezing. That's that leaf. Got to be a bit careful here because one goes behind another. And that one's that one. Once you get an initial layering down, you can feel a lot better, but it's just that. I could put that down for a second. See the difference between no layers and one layer. You can, if you're kind of lucky enough and clever enough, you can get rid of that black line. And I've touched brown now, so I've got a sepia, but it doesn't matter. And that's the last one. Should just have enough. It's very warm in here, so I do tend to. But again, these watercolor brushes hold water. They're designed to hold water. So we haven't got the bell done. I might carry on with this one actually because I kind of like this one. So I think I might carry on. Oops, sorry guys, wrong way. It's behaved really well. There's a little bit where I've been rubbing. That's when I went over it twice. But you know, it's quite nice to work on. It behaved itself very well here. And I think I could take, I haven't got rid of it. I'm going to leave the other one on, but this one, again, I can take off. I can take off. So I've got my little whites now. And very quickly, I wonder if this will work. We'll just have a practice. And we'll just see. I know we like a warmer glow, but this is the coldest yellow. This is lemon yellow. I want to see if it's going to go through. I don't think it will, but this is full strength. Make sure that I have a smaller brush. I've got a bit of pink on there, but it's not going to bother me too much. It didn't go through, so that's quite nice. So if we look at this, it's going to take us about a day, 4 to 6 hours, 6 to 8 hours maybe. But that does include drawing it, I would think. But again, sometimes if you want to be very precise with a colour beige, my Harry Potter one took about 10 to 12 hours. So it depends on how far you want to take it and where you want to get them. Drink my cold coffee. So has anybody got any questions, guys? It does look like a little bit of an advert for Windsor & Newton, but in the UK, it's an old trusted friend, so we kind of use them. So I've got Windsor & Newton masking fluid. It's one of the best I've ever used. The finest sable brushes, handmade. And I've got my Windsor & Newton Professional Light Fast watercolour markers, which are the easiest markers I've ever used, and watercolours. And that does include the peerless as well. So I can't complain. They're lovely to work with. They're very, very, very pigmented, and I just absolutely adore them. Hence, I bought the full set. Oh, excuse me. Has anybody got any? Thank you, Melody. Oh, good night, Melody, darling. Have a lovely sleep. I keep forgetting that half the planet's in darkness and half's in daylight. So the littles, this is a set 3, 2, and a 00, which are in that original set, and then I have this 50, which is quite small. Again, when you wet it, you need to draw it back, and it goes to its point. Wet it, draw it back, twist, and it goes to its point. So that's what they should look like. So thanks for watching, guys. Have a wonderful Sunday, what's left of it. I might actually see if I can sit out for 2 minutes and get a little bit of sun rays, because I'm a bit pasty and I've got to mend my Bungle's handiwork, wherever he is. So thanks, guys. Have a good day. Oh, sorry, Dana, I didn't see you there, darling. Yes, I did. The first video, this is part 3. The first one I've drawn, I've been drawing in different pads. I'll just do this really quickly. So I think that one's dry now. So this one was, I think the first one I did was the board. I can't remember now. So this is the Canson Bristol. And I've just drawn the same kind of bluebells and little flowers that are going in my colour book. And I like that because it was shiny. And then I did the same with these. And this one is Canson extra heavyweight drawing paper. And I did really wet on wet there. It was quite full on. And then this one is the Canson bright white, heavy white cartridge paper. And again, it's done really well. It's done really well. So I'm starting the thickest and I'm going thinner and thinner. 4 of the marker of the Canson. And again, I think it was £20 for 4. They're all just over and just under a fiver. So this is marker, and this is the thinnest one. So I shall be doing this one next time. And then I'll be working on every different type of watercolor paper I have. And I've probably got 10. Somebody did ask me about working with these Windsor and Newton watercolor markers. So I'll be using these markers on most of the surfaces that I've got. From the Canson, I'm going to go to the whoppers, and then I will be going to cartridge paper and printing paper and what goes through printers, and see if we can still get the same effect. And it's all research for my colour book. So thanks for watching, guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful Sunday, what's left of it, if you just began it or just finishing. About Alf Pants. He's just a boy, but he can't help himself. He just cannot help himself. So I hope you have a jolly, jolly, jolly afternoon, and enjoy the rest of the day. Thanks for watching. Again, let me know. Thanks for watching on Ustream. If you would like and subscribe next time I'm live. It might be quite often in the next couple of days because I'm trying to get to 700 before Thursday. So Thursday will be live stream, and it might be my 700th video birthday.